my name is Sarah and welcome to The Bookish Knitter and welcome to a daily reading vlog. We're going to try a vlog today and see how it goes. I usually like posting earlier in the morning, but I thought let's try because I know Storm's been doing the vlogs and I really like them. She posts them later in the evening, so you guys aren't going to see this till later on in the day. Probably after supper or something like that, or after dinner. And yeah, so today is Tuesday. It's the 21st of January. Happy Tuesday, everybody. I did not I posted my weekly wrap up yesterday, but I didn't post like a daily anything yesterday. So, kind of took a day off, if you will. And, yeah, so that was because I'd filmed that video on Sunday. So yesterday was a non-filming day. But, yeah, so I just thought I would kind of do maybe a vlog today and see how this goes. So it's about 11 o'clock in the morning and I have had breakfast. I've had my pills. I've had my coffee. If you can't tell, I'm a little wired. I'm going to put on YouTube, do some stuff. I have nothing to do until I take my husband to work this evening or this afternoon. And I have nothing really going on this week until I have to go to the hospital on Friday. So yeah, so yesterday, the big thing that I did was I went to Michael's for some crafty stuff. So I'll talk about that in a minute. But let me start off by sharing with you guys the fact that I finished 2 books yesterday. So yesterday I finished reading, where did I put it? I finished reading Smile and Say Murder by Carolyn Keene, which is the 4th book in the Nancy Drew Files series. I enjoyed this one. I gave it 3 stars. I'll talk about it on Monday in my wrap-up. And then I also finished Remember Me Tomorrow by Farrah Heron, which I gave 4 stars to, and I enjoyed this one as well. Again, I'll talk about this one more on Monday. I finished the last, 20-ish% of this one last night, and I finished it on audio. I was able to find an audio copy for free, to listen to for free, and I started listening to it in the car after I dropped my husband off at work. And then when I came home, I was doing reading sprints last night on my channel. And I decided to listen to them while I was doing reading sprints because I picked up some stuff at Michael's to work on crafty-wise. And I wanted to start this project. So that's why I finished listening to it on audio. But I'm still counting it that I read it in this format, even though I just listened to the last 20% on audio. So anyway, and I did enjoy the audio. The audio of it was quite good. So crafty-wise, let me tell you about that. So basically, the piece that I was working on called Snowflakes and Stars by Lindy Stitches. I love that pattern. The one of the house with the Canadian geese. The issue was I was working now on pieces that are colors, like floss colors, that were greens and blues. And I just found that they weren't popping enough. Like the original fabric for the pattern calls for very, very light blue. Like almost like a blue with like a white with a blue tinge to it fabric. And I found the right fabric now. It's in my cart on Etsy. But I can't buy it right now. I just don't have the money for it. So that's going to have to be on hold for a little bit. But that's fine. That's fine. I don't need it right away. I can wait. And so what I've done is I've decided that I'm not working on that one. So what I've already done on it, eventually I will unpick everything that I've done. I'll take all that stuff out that I've done to save that fabric so I can reuse it for another project. That's something that takes some time. I've done it before. It can take months because you don't want to sit and do it a lot because you start to get frustrated and then you can ruin the fabric. So you got to do it slowly. It's one of those things where you pick it up and do it for a little bit, like as if you had a ball of yarn that you like really, really, as I call it, yarn barf, like it gets really tangled. You need to take your time undoing it or else you get frustrated. It's the same way with unpicking like cross stitch that you've already done. So I'm hoping I can save the fabric by doing that. But anyway, if not, there's still big chunks of that fabric I can reuse. So anyway, I decided that I'm not going to work on that one now. I'm going to wait till I get the fabric that I want. I'm not going to settle for something else. Anyway, I did have some fabric to start another piece, a different cross-stitch piece. So I decided to do that. And I'm doing one called Pretty Little San Francisco. I'll pop a picture of it up here. And it's by an artist called Satsuma Street. And she does a whole series of these pictures. She, like all the different cities, like Toronto, Boston, New York, London, Tokyo, Honolulu, like all these different, and I really, really like them. I like how they kind of just this mishmash of like all the landmarks and then these really kind of like interesting colors and stuff. I want to stitch all of them and have them like all on my wall. I think that would look really cool. But anyway, I decided to start with San Francisco. I have started Toronto before and I wasn't loving the fabric, so I got to restart it again. I've learned that you need to start with fabric that you're happy with. You can't just settle because the fabric makes a big difference in terms of your stitching. So anyway, I went through my floss stash yesterday and I found most of the colors that I needed I already had them. And then I had to go to Michael's to pick up like 5 or 6 other colors that I didn't have, which was fine. So I wandered over to Michael's yesterday for something to do as well, and their yarn was on sale. And I may have bought a sweater's quantity of yarn to start a sweater, which sounds a lot more expensive than it actually is, because the yarn was on sale. So I have been wanting to knit a sweater for months. Like, since I was in hospital, I wanted to knit a sweater. And I thought now is the perfect time because I'm at home and I'll get it done in time for the fall. And then I'll have a lovely new sweater to wear in the fall. So I went on Ravelry while I was standing in Michael's, which is, Ravelry is a website for knitters and crocheters to find patterns. And I kind of like did a search for a pattern in my library of a pattern that I already had. And I found this one, and it's called Wood Stove. And this is it up here. I cannot remember the designer. I'll put the designer's name here. But it's a lovely pattern, and it's a cardigan. And I was like, yes, that's what I'm going to knit. And then this is the yarn that I picked. So it is called Heartland. It's by Lion Brand, Heartland Yarns. Isn't that pretty? So it's like a burnt orange color. The colorway is called Yosemite. So I got 4 balls of this, which is enough to knit me a cardigan. And they were on sale for like $6 a ball. So it cost me $24 to knit a sweater, to buy the yarn for a sweater. I consider that to be pretty affordable. So I did start it last night while I was finishing listening to Remember Me Tomorrow. I'm not very far into it. Just started this. So yeah, this is going to be like the what do you call it? Like the collar of the cardigan. And so this is knit top down and it's seamless. So you just knit, and then at one point you put the sleeves on hold, and then you finish knitting the body, and then you pick up the sleeves and knit those. And yeah, I'm very excited. So when I do it though, I'm going to do 3/4 length sleeves. I think it calls for full length sleeves, but I don't like that because I always tend to pull my sleeves up anyway. So there's no point in me knitting full length sleeves if I'm just going to keep pulling them up. So I'm going to knit 3/4 length sleeves on the sweater itself. So yay. So that's what I've started. So not very exciting, but I will check in with you guys at another point later today. Oh, I guess I should share with you what I'm currently reading. Just get into the crafting stuff. This might be a longer vlog, you guys. So, currently reading, I'm still reading They're Unexpected Forever by Laurel Greer. I'm about halfway through this one. I'd like to finish this one in the next day or two, so we shall see. And then later today, I plan on starting Into the Woods by Jenny Holiday. I'm very excited about this one. Oh, it looks like it's going to be really, really good, so I'm very, very excited about this one. Canadian author. She lives in London, Ontario, Canada. So I don't know whether or not this one actually takes place in Canada. So we shall see, because this one took place in Toronto. So if that's the case, that's 2 Canadian books back to back, which would be kind of exciting. But anyway, I will keep you guys updated. I will check in later today. Hopefully we'll get some cat video. Maybe I'll show you guys what I'm having for lunch, because nothing else interesting goes on. That's about it, you guys. I'll check in later. Bye. Well, it's lunchtime, friends, so we're going to be reading our book and having lunch, which is a turkey sandwich with tomato and mayo and onion. And of course, can't forget potato chips and the best dip ever. It's named that way for a reason. And I have a lunch date. It's a George. He's here for the turkey. Hi friends, so it's about 2 o'clock in the afternoon in the same spot that I was in earlier. But anyway, I thought I'd give you guys a little bit of a crafty update. I put about 150 stitches into the San Francisco piece that I'm working on. It does not look like much, but I thought if I was doing these daily vlogs that I would show you the crafting that I'm doing on a daily basis. So yeah, I decided to put this down for the rest of the day and, you know, just kind of, pick up my knitting instead. So reading wise, I read a chapter of, the Laurel Greer book while I was having my lunch, which, you guys would have seen that. And I am now about 2 chapters into the Into the Woods by Jenny Holiday. And so far I'm really liking it. So it's about our main character, Gretchen, who is a dance instructor. She owns a studio. And what I like about this already, now it does not take place in Canada. It takes place in Minnesota. So she owns this dance studio. And his name is Teddy. He is a musician, a rock musician for a semi-famous band. He's not like the front man or anything like that. He's kind of like a backing guitarist, backing vocals, but he's a co-writer on all of the songs. So he wasn't the most famous person in the band, but he still gets recognized by like really big fans of the band. But anyway, the band had a spectacular breakup, and so him and her have now ended up at this summer camp, which is for like the arts, if you will, and they are artists in residence. So she's the dancer, he's the musician. There's a potter, there's a writer, there's, you know what I mean? So the two of them, of course, don't get along. It's going to be, sounds like an enemies to lovers kind of a situation. And what I really like as well, as I was mentioning, is that they're not young. Is that, well, I mean, young. I'm young. We're all young. But she's 40. So I'm guessing he's around the same age. And I love that they're not in their 20s. I just love seeing books where the characters are slightly older. And I think it's great. And yeah, so far I'm really enjoying it. I will keep you guys updated as I continue to read it. So yeah, so that is it for right now. I will check in with you probably one more time before I end this vlog, and I'll talk to you then. Bye, everybody. Hi friends, I'm coming to you with the last clip of the day, and I thought I would include the sleeping Presley behind me, just for a different view. Gonna keep this very, very short and sweet. I'm waiting for my dinner to arrive. I ordered Burger King. I decided to be really lazy tonight because I didn't feel like cooking. Yeah. Reading-wise, I'm about 60% now of the way through the Laurel Greer book, and I am enjoying it, and I'm about 70 pages. It's kind of hard to tell. Hold on. I'm about 70 pages of the way through Into the Woods, which I'm very, very much enjoying. So yay on this one. But anyway, guys, that is it. I will check in with you tomorrow. Bye, everybody.